Yo guys, what is going on? It is Dennis here today, and today I wanted to talk about this Facebook post here that I came across a few moments ago on the Pokemon Global News Facebook page. I wanted to double check everything and make sure it's legit and sound and all that good stuff. And so far, I mean, it checks out, so that means we are going to talk about it. The post revolves around Pokemon Go. As you all know, Pokemon Go, a very hyped up Pokemon game that we will hopefully see later on this year. And as time winds down, we are slowly getting more information about Pokemon Go. About a week ago, we had the very first Pokemon Go gameplay showing an Ivysaur being caught with a Master Ball. Yes, you heard that correctly. And a few days ago, we had some screenshots showing a Squirtle and, better images, and the game definitely looks nicer. And well, now these additional screenshots are being, leaked. So from my understanding, guys, if you share these screenshots, you can be banned from the Pokemon Go beta testing. I know, so be very careful if you care. And I know I'm sharing this with like hundreds, maybe thousands of people. So whoever's in charge of banning, I know that's a weird job, whoever's in charge of banning people for sharing screenshots, go ahead and ban me. I don't care. You do not own me. We are gonna give the people what they want. I think I've said this before, guys, but as time goes on, I'm slowly getting less and less hyped for Pokemon Go. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I still am pretty excited for the game, but I don't know, I feel like I get disappointed just a little bit every single day as time goes on. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just how I feel. Maybe you guys feel differently. But let's talk about some of the positives that I've noticed in Pokemon Go. First and foremost, I think the best thing that I've noticed so far is character customization. You can make your character look however you want. I mean, this guy right here looks pretty cool, I have to say. He looks pretty sweet. I wouldn't mind customizing my hack, get a snapback going on, getting my favorite backpack, personalizing my hoodie. Maybe some days I feel like rocking some Nikes. Maybe some days I want to like chill and relax a little bit more, throw on some sandals. That sounds pretty awesome to me. I'm just gonna show some Pokemon Go screenshots that were leaked in the background while I talk about some other Pokemon Go information because, well, I can, so we're gonna do it. So a few things that were announced a few days ago that I didn't talk about were, well, the main thing was Pokestops. Basically, Pokestops are like monuments or, historical areas, just like well-known things in your area where essentially you can get items like Pokeballs, and depending on what your level is in the game, Great Balls, and I'm assuming Ultra Balls as well, getting more items and stuff like that. Also, you can even get Pokemon eggs to hatch. You hatch them as you walk. That's pretty much that. But let's talk about some of, I guess, the downsides to Pokemon Go. And I have to say that it really looks to me like there's something wrong with the game as of right now. The beta version, at least, okay? There's something wrong and it needs to be fixed as soon as possible. I'm gonna share what I think at the end. Let's just tell you guys all the facts first. First and foremost, you do not get a starter Pokemon. Like, no starter. You don't get to choose between, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. You don't get to choose. Whatever's in your area, you can just go out there and catch. And the reason why you can catch these Pokemon without a starter is because there's no battles against wild Pokemon. Let me repeat that. There is no battles against wild Pokemon, okay? That stings, man. That hurts. Oh my goodness. Also, the gym aspect of Pokemon Go does not follow the traditional idea of going into a Pokemon gym, defeating a gym leader, and getting a gym badge. Rather, players choose between 3 different teams, red, blue, and yellow, and then they, team up with other players from the same team and defend gyms, kind of like territory, kind of like gangs. I don't know, maybe that's a little too much, Dennis, but that's what it's like. It's not like going in there and getting a gym badge. More so, teaming up with other members of the same team and defending, gyms basically. Going back to the idea that there's no battles against wild Pokemon and you don't get to choose a starter Pokemon, I think there's two different reasons for this, okay? I think there's either one explanation or there's another explanation. The first explanation, and I really hope it's this one, is because everything that I've told you guys only applies to Pokemon Go beta, okay? Only the beta version. That could be one explanation why there's no starter Pokemon and why you can't battle against the wild Pokemon. Also, I forgot to mention that there's only first generation Pokemon in the beta, but obviously that'll change as the game, rolls out. But so far, no starter, no battles against wild Pokemon. Could it be this way for the whole Pokemon Go game, or is it just going to be for the beta? And I have another explanation that I really hope it's not this. It seems to me, okay, I'm getting this vibe here. It seems to me that they are trying to make this game different on purpose to the Pokemon handheld games, the traditional Pokemon game, Sun and Moon, it's going to come out, X and Y, all that good stuff. They're trying to make it purposely different so they don't compete against each other, because obviously if Pokemon Go was just like a handheld Pokemon game, maybe people wouldn't buy it, maybe it would replace it. They don't want to compete against one another. That's also another good explanation. It makes sense, it makes sense, right? But hopefully it's not that, because then things that maybe you and I are accustomed to, like gym battles and training your Pokemon and battles and in the wild and choosing starters, are just not going to exist in Pokemon Go. I also want to mention, a while back when Pokemon Go was first announced, and also that Niantic Labs was going to work on it, I went to go check out Ingress, another game that Niantic Labs created, and that was essentially going to be their credibility / template for Pokemon Go. I went to go check out Ingress, and when I compare Ingress to what I've seen so far in Pokemon Go, it seems like an exact duplicate, just like Pokemon version. Like, honestly, that's the vibe I get. I don't know if, Niantic Labs, just for whatever reason, decided to put off working on this game for a while. Maybe it was just like, oh, let's just put this together, let's just make it Pokemon themed. That's the vibe I get. Like, it seems like they kind of slacked off a bit. Maybe they're just not hardcore Pokemon lovers, because that's just the way I feel about what I've seen so far. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt until the final Pokemon Go version is released, and hopefully it exceeds my expectations. Anyways guys, that will wrap up today's video. Let me know what you think of all this information down below in the comments. I will link everything in the description if you guys want to take a closer look at anything. Also, I briefly mentioned that you can join 3 different teams, when you go and look at the Pokemon gym section or whatever, and those 3 different teams are the red team, the blue team, and the yellow team. Personally, I'm probably gonna be team blue. Gotta, stick up for the Squirtle squad, but let me know what team you guys will join down below, and until next time, stay delicious.